what? She's back? That is right, folks. I am back. And let me just say that this video is completely spur of the moment. I wasn't sure that I was even going to do a video tonight. I knew that I wanted to make a wreath tonight. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's just go live. I didn't tell anybody, so I'm probably going to be the only one here doing this fall wreath, and it's going to be a super simple wreath. Not much to it, but I just wanted to show my face on here because I do get messages from you guys over on Instagram and Facebook, and thank you so much. Thank you for always like sticking with me. Things have been so crazy, and we'll do that in another YouTube video like down the way. Right now, I just want to make a wreath and just really reconnect with you guys because like I said, so much has happened and there's so much to talk about. And I don't even share it all on my Instagram. But I'm back and it's holiday season. So I'm like, I have to come back for holiday season and do like I said, a very quick wreath tutorial. And hopefully just like I said, just reconnect with you guys. I hope everybody has been well. And yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And so I hope I'm not going to be by myself all hour, which I hope it doesn't take an hour to do this wreath. But if I am, I totally get it. So anyways, like I said, today we're going to make a super simple fall wreath. I do have a lot of items from the Dollar Tree. I do have a couple of items that I purchased on different websites, and I will talk about those in just a second. And again, this is for beginners. You know, if you've never made a wreath before, this is pretty simple. Excuse me. So what I'm going to be working with is I believe, you know, I should have had, like I said, this was so spur of the moment. This is about a 10-inch wreath frame. This is not from the dollar store. I got this from the wreath shop, and it does, as you can see, it does have the three rows is what I'm gonna call them. And you can do this with a dollar store wreath. You're just probably gonna need a little bit more material. And I am gonna be using this super cute, this is kind of fabric-y, kind of got a little bit of plastic, but like a lot of fabric in here. So we're gonna do this. I got this also from the wreath shop, and a lot of these products I got last year, so I don't know the availability on them right now. And then I got this little sign last year, and this is from Three Birds Nest Co. on Etsy. Now, there's a couple of Three Birds Nest. There's one that's a clothing brand that I absolutely love. It's very bohemian, but this is what you're gonna be looking for, the little birds right here. And let me just say, they have tons of these metal signs. You can get different sizes. You can do squares, or they have the square shape or the round one. I do have, let me just grab a square one that I did order from them last year. So here's another one that I ordered. So right here, and you can choose your hole placement. Like I did in each corner, and then on here I did the 4, you know, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. And so like I said, life's been crazy. So I'm finally getting around to using this centerpiece, and literally that's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna create the wreath with this mesh right here. We're gonna pop this centerpiece on and then call it a day. No ribbon, no fuss, nothing. And I am gonna be using a cutter that I got from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love these. And actually a viewer sent me these, and thank you so much. I'm finally getting around to using them. And I'm gonna go ahead and use some gold pipe cleaners. I'm gonna show you how I'm going to lay them on here. I'm gonna point the camera down. I do have wire cutters and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. And actually, I can use pipe cleaners. We're not gonna get too fancy. So, all right, guys. You know how this works. We're just gonna jump right into it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because it has been quite some time since I've done one. No Nugget. I have a cat right here trying to grab this. So I'm going to do this, and every single time I get this wrong, people correct me in the comments. It's like a woodland cruffle, a woodland scrunch or whatever. We're just gonna scrunch this up like that. You'll get the point. It's pretty easy to do. And I'm thinking we'll do 14 inches. Why? I don't know. 14 inches sounds good, and it should be enough. Woodland Cruffle. I'm still trying to think of it. If you guys know it, just go ahead and comment. But I'm going to go ahead and cut 14 inches. And I am going to cut this prior to me placing it onto, or doing my little wreath, or my placements of the pipe cleaners on my wreath, because I actually want to see how many pieces I get out of this roll right here, since it's not a very big roll. All right, there we go. And it is already time for fall. I can't wait to start making Halloween stuff, fall stuff. I did a reel on Instagram. I did a really fast, oh my gosh, hey girl. I'm so excited to see you on here. I'm so happy to see you still follow me. I know it's been so long, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if people have unsubscribed, whatnot. But hello, I'm so excited to be back. So, all right. And because of that, I already lost count of this, but okay. So, and I'm working with a small frame, so I'm not going to cut too many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8. You know, let's just see what happens if we get 10. All right, I'm going to do one more. Now, for those who are joining me that are new, I kind of follow my own rules. Crazy busy, but there's oh my gosh, there's so much that's happened. I can't wait to share in another YouTube video all the things that has been happening. But all right, so I kind of do things my own way in case you're new here. I just, you know, wreath making, I try to make it fun. I make it fun. Actually, I do make it fun, because it really doesn't have to be as complicated as it can seem. And so I know some people are going to say, well, aren't you supposed to use like pipe cleaners that match the mesh that you're using? For the most part, you do. You want them to match. If not, you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, it's creativity. Just let it go, you know? All right, so like I said, I have about 10, no nugget. So I have about 10 pieces right here. So what I'm gonna do is just start at one of the crossbars right here and just put half of a pipe cleaner on here and just twist. And just because I wanna put it, I'll show you right here. I'm gonna put it on this first row right there. Why? Because I feel like it. Because I know a lot of times when I was making wreaths, I'm like, why are you placing it on a certain bar? I guess some people have done this so long that they know the pattern that they're going to create if they put it on a certain bar. For me, I mean, I've been making wreaths for about, I don't know, 5 to 7 years, but I still just randomly place pipe cleaners on here as I feel like it. So that's why that's there. All right, so I'm just going to go around. Maybe we'll do this one in the middle. And this is just to kind of help you guys that are beginners to just kind of feel a little bit more at ease when you're wreath making, like that it doesn't have to be so precise and perfect and, you know, done exactly the way that you've seen somebody do it. You just do it your own way. Your creativity is all that matters. And so just do what works best for you. So like I said, I'm going on the crossbars in the center. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go, you know, this bar right here, and didn't I do a top? Oh, I'm like a little confused right now. All right, this is where I did the top. So this, hold up, I was trying to stagger them, so I see where I messed up. Okay, so we're doing this one on the top one right here in the center, this one in the center row, and then we're gonna go back up to the top. And I'm just gonna do that all the way around for right now. Then this one will go on the center. All right. I've got a plan now. And once we get going on the scrunching, it's gonna go so fast that you'll be amazed. And it's super easy, like I said, for beginners. All right, so we've got our pipe cleaners on here. And like I said, we've just kind of, you know, went staggered. So we have a total of 6 on here. So remember, I cut 10 pieces, and I can cut probably a couple more if I need them. So what I'm going to do is now just go to the center bar and then wrap the pipe cleaner around these two bars right here. And the reason why I cut my pipe cleaners in half is because because I'm not adding ribbon, I don't need these extra long pipe cleaners at all. So just to, just save material and whatnot, I'm just cutting them in half. You can keep them long if you want to, if you're going to be adding ribbon or anything else to this. Go ahead and do so. So we're going to add 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're going to cut 2 more pieces, so we have a total of 12. And then we're going to start scrunching. All right. And just because this is what I have laid out right here, I hope to have a beautiful wreath at the end of this. There are many times where like the plan that I started with is not what I end up with. So we've had to adjust and kind of just go with the flow. So because I have 12, I'm just going to quickly cut 2 more pieces. All right. And like I said, I'm cutting these at 14 inches. And I'm just going to pull this one down one more. All right. And if you don't cut it exactly at 14 or whatever size you decide on, it's okay. All right, so let's just wipe that. All right, here's the easy part. So you have your piece of material like so. You can use any kind of fabric you want. And what I like to do is just kind of tuck the edge like this. And then try to stay as centered as possible. Sometimes it gets a little hard, and if you start going fast, it just kind of goes to the side, but it's okay. So here's what I've got, like this little bow, and pick a spot and start adding to your wreath frame. And then like so. Now, if you want, you can go ahead, and since I know I'm not adding anything to this, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting off my pipe cleaners and just tucking them down so they don't poke. And right now it's going horizontal, and you can turn them whichever way you want. I like to adjust them once I get everything on here. All right, so we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna tuck this, and then we're just gonna scrunch like so. And then you have another bow. And just keep adding these. You can turn some in different directions and whatnot. And this is all I'm gonna be doing to this wreath. I normally get really into it. I love to add trinkets to a wreath, but truthfully, I still haven't pulled out all of my fall decor from storage. So, and plus I wanted to do a live, and I wanted to just kind of, be able to chat with you guys without having to focus too much on the wreath making. And so we're just gonna keep it simple today, but it's still gonna be super cute. And then we're just gonna tie that sign on with some pipe cleaners. I do have some wire, but I think we'll just stick with pipe cleaners. All right, so I want to show you how it looks right now. Isn't that adorable? It's gonna be so stinking cute. And for people that are just, like I said, this is a beginner channel always. And so if you're just starting out, you can do multiple wreath fabrics, different textures. You can do some that are like the deco mesh that's like pretty plasticky. This is like more of a fabric kind. Mix it up, get creative. Is this a fall? It is a fall wreath. It is. Here's the center that we're gonna be putting on here. And I'm not going to add any ribbon. I do have a bunch of wreath tutorials where I've just added all kinds of stuff to a wreath, but because my stuff is still in the storage, we're gonna get it this week. We're just gonna keep it simple today. And it's been, even though I haven't been on here in a month, I really haven't made any kind of a wreath other than a grapevine one that I did the other day, and that's on my Instagram. It did a reel, but I really haven't made any kind of wreaths at all. So let's start out slow again. So yeah, and this is called the Woodland Truffle, I believe. That's what keeps popping in my mind. of the technique that I'm doing right now. I just say like, I'm like, we're gonna do the bow method because that's what it looks like to me. I don't need a fancy word for it. It's just a bow method. But yeah, you can see how easy this is. And you don't have to cut the pipe cleaners down right when you attach it. You can always go back. And sometimes if I have all my stuff here and I have tons of ribbon, I never cut my pipe cleaners because I change my mind so often that I'm like, I don't know, maybe I say I didn't want ribbon, but now I want ribbon. So, but I know for a fact we are not doing that today. All right, so see how easy this is. And the great thing is that, you know, wreath making, like, as you can see, nothing's permanent. Woodland ruffle, thank you. I can always count on you to help me out, but thank you. You can see, like, if you mess up or whatever, you can always undo your pipe cleaner. You can do these with zip ties. You do not have to use pipe cleaners. If you want, if you're feeling like, you know, I want it to be a little bit more secure, go ahead and put zip ties on here, but you can always cut them off. If it doesn't look right, cut it off. If it's, you know, the placement's wrong or whatnot. This is always, how long, these are 14 inches. These are 14 inches, and this is a pretty thick mesh right here. I know you can see right through it, but it really is a nice, like fabric-y, thick mesh. I really like it a lot. I got it from the wreath shop last year. So if you go to look for this and it's not available, I do apologize. I have a lot of stuff from like years ago that I haven't used, and you know, now I'm getting back into it. And so like I'm using a lot of old stuff, which is fine by me. All right, here we go. We are just about done, and you can see how fast this is. And the frame that I'm using, I want to say is about 10 inches. I got it from the wreath shop, and a dollar store one will work just as fine. I use them all the time. I use those dollar store frames. So you can definitely, oh yes, dollar store, or yeah, Hobby Lobby and Michael's. Definitely, when they have a great sale, I love to stock up. All right, we got, so here's what I like to do when I am working on a wreath. I like to flip it over just to make sure that I've got every pipe cleaner filled. So we've got 2 more pieces, and then here we go. All right. And you can see like I'm getting a little sloppy with my, you know, scrunching. But that's okay. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh my God, you were kind of sloppy with this one bow, right?" So don't worry about that. I want people to know that wreath making is totally fun. Nothing needs to be stressful about it. I used to stress all the time, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm not like perfect and fresh," you know, all the things. And I'm like, but I'm having a ton of fun, and that's what creativity is all about. Last one. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm gonna show you how it looks as soon as I get this one on here. And remember, we've already cut down all the pipe cleaners. I use gold pipe cleaners, and I know some people are gonna say, well, aren't you supposed to use white or maybe something that matches more of the wreath? That's ideal. I mean, you know, we would always want something to always match. Does it always happen? No. Is it a problem? No. All right, okay. So here's, and I have to manually adjust my camera, so you're gonna see it kind of jerk around. All right, so here's how it looks. I'm gonna cut this one piece right here. Oh. So here's how it looks right now. And this is just 12 pieces of the mesh cut at 14 inches, scrunched up, and then put on here. Here's the back. Here's how it looks. All right. Excuse me. All right, so you can, if you want, go in and adjust your bows to go in any direction that you want, whatnot. Feel free. This is pretty durable, so like if you see any empty spaces and you want to adjust it, feel free to move your little bows around and kind of adjust that one. And then now we're just gonna go ahead and add this centerpiece. That's it. Sometimes simple is perfect. And I was gonna use a gold, I was gonna go ahead and use my pipe cleaners, but you know what? These holes are super tiny. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get some wire that I also get from the dollar store. It's just some floral wire. And I just wanna show you what it looks like. So I'm just gonna grab some floral wire right here. Do I have to do this? And then we're gonna attach it. And we are done. All right, so we have, this one has 4 holes. This is from the it's Three Birds Nest Co. on Etsy. They have the cutest signs ever. I absolutely love them. And I just ordered some Christmas and Halloween signs from them. And I think they already shipped. I have to look, but I'm super excited. I've been using them ever since I started wreath making, just because they were somebody that I found. I love working with small businesses. You can get them. I mean, I know you can get signs on the Wreath Shop and all that other stuff, but because I am a small business, I just totally support small businesses when I can. All right, so I've cut 4 pieces. Here's what I like to do when I'm attaching a sign, okay? So I have the tiny little holes. I'm gonna take this wire, I'm gonna bend it in half, all right? I'm gonna pinch this end to where it's tiny, and let me just kind of point the camera down. All right, and then I'm just gonna poke it through here. This will be a little smaller. This is how I like to attach the sign. I feel like it's guaranteed not to come apart when I do it this way, and then just loop it through. All right, there we go. Just do this in all 4 corners. And it is about done. And just so you guys, in case you guys are wondering, this metal right here, this metal sign, I have used them for outdoor wreaths for a long time. They do not rust. Just so, in case you were wondering, like if I have it out, if you have it out in the weather, I have not had them fade, and I've not had them rust in my, like with me using them. So they are worth getting. Although I still use a lot of Dollar Tree signs and whatnot. Oops. Alrighty. And if you're looking, just in case you guys are looking for more in-depth wreath tutorials, I have many on my channel, and I am getting back into it. This is just a spur of the moment live tutorial. And let's just get that pulled through. Okay, one more. You guys can't see it, but I have a cat on the other side of this camera that is like watching my every move, like I have Red Dot. If you have a pet, you know what Red Dot is. So, but yeah. All right, so now we're gonna attach this to our frame. Okay, that's how I have this. So now I have all 4 corners, and there we go. Just gonna lay this on top. Here's the wreath. So we're just gonna kind of, you know, maneuver it through the mesh. And what I like to do is I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over, just like so. And I'm not gonna do a tight twist on here just yet, because I wanna make sure that it's, for the most part, centered. So I do like a little bit of a loose tie on it, because sometimes I'm completely off when it comes to like centering things. So just to be sure. All right, and then the wires will be hidden by the mesh, so don't worry about that. Nugget. All right, let's just, there we go. And I know this is like the tedious part right here, just doing this, but we have been together for 24 minutes, and this is how fast you can make a wreath. And I know beginners might beg to differ, but I promise this method is super easy to do. And again, very beginner friendly. You can get everything from the Dollar Tree if that is what you are wanting to know. You can get mesh from the Dollar Tree. You can get your frame, your wire, your cutter, everything. I love getting a lot of my crafting supplies from the Dollar Tree. And so they are just now starting to put fall flowers out at my Dollar Tree, and I have been stocking up like a mad woman. So, all right, so here we go. So I've done loose ties on here. All right, and here's how it looks right now. And so like you really can't see the wires or anything like that. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten them and clip them and then call it a day. And I am just gonna wrap it for security, just around a few more of the wreath frame. All right, there we go. And always tuck the wires, the cut edges, because that stuff hurts if you get your fingers poked by one. So I'm always very aware about that. All right. And then here we go, guys. 25 minutes and we made a wreath from start to finish. And this would be cute if you wanted to add like pumpkins to it, if you wanted to add any kind of other decor. I totally would, but like I said, all my stuff's in storage right now until next week when I get it all out. I still have a bunch of 4th of July stuff here, so alrighty. Okay, this is like where we should play that elevator music. There we go. All right, bam. Here we go. Super adorable. Love it. And yes, sometimes the edges will fray. I know some people spray like hairspray. There's like some kind of a clear spray that you can spray on here as well. I think it's like a poly, I use it for my wood. It's like a poly kind of clear coat. Some people do spray their wreaths with it. I don't. To me, it's just normal wear and tear. But yeah, there we go. How do you guys like that? Super cute. And like I said, you can add ribbon if you want. You can add a bow, but this is it right here. And if you're curious to how like you would price a wreath, I do have a tutorial on that, because I get asked that question all the time. Like, what would you sell that for? Like, how much would you charge? Let me tell you guys. So anyways, this was a super fun live. Let me just say it is 78 degrees in here. It's a little warm, but I am so happy to be back. I do not, thank you, Olivia. I do not have a schedule. Like, I was posting 2 to 3 times a week. I was trying to do that, and then slowly it was just not working. It's still like, I'm still trying to do so much. But you can find me on Instagram at Fixin' It Up with Sondra, just like here on my channel. Instagram is a great way to connect with me. I have my business, my Fixin' It Up with Sondra shop, where I have a website, everything. But I cannot wait to reconnect with you. I'm gonna post something next week, which is basically gonna be like a sit down and just kind of like catch you guys up on where I'm at. Thank you. Yari Beth. Oh, I love that name. So I'm just gonna kind of catch you up to where I'm at and what the channel. So I've also taken this time to kind of like think about what I wanted this channel to be, because so much of it was not, it was like another job, like in a good way. But I'm like, okay, how do I make this channel coincide with my business, with my shop and all of those things? So we're gonna chat a little bit about that, and hopefully you guys will be along with me for the ride. It's definitely gonna be different, but I'm excited because it's gonna show you me. It's gonna show you my life. It's gonna show you the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully you guys will subscribe, tell your friends, share, hit the like button, all the things. And let me just say, it feels so good to be back. So it was so great talking to some of you guys that I have dearly missed. And yeah, now I have a cute little wreath and got to chit chat with you guys. So have a safe weekend, have lots of fun. I'm gonna go eat some Mexican food and I will see you guys next week. If I decide to go live, I will definitely do a post the day before so you guys can join me with another craft. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining.